to another episode of the Whatever Buddy podcast. Episode 121 of the WBP is here and ready to go. We've been on a hiatus, but we are back, we are bad, and we are kind of pissed. Lots to talk about, lots to catch up on, and we're going to try to catch up on it all. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. So with no further ado, Ryan and Jonny.
Oh man, let's just get right into it. What do you say? I'm in a new environment and I'm not comfortable. It's okay.
Well, let's say hello to the people first.
Hey guys.
Hello, people.
Hey,
welcome
peeps.
back. It's been a while. It's been a good 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Did you miss me?
Oh, of course, dude. I miss you all the time. You know, it's crazy. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're back in Pennsylvania or you're in LA.
Yeah.
I never see you except for here. With that being said, welcome to another episode. What number is this?
Welcome to the weekly guilt trip. This is 121. My lighting's dark here. My lighting's okay. On the other one, maybe if I sit back, you guys are going to have to. Oh, well, and of course the AirPods don't work, so I had to have a cord. God, dog.
So, welcome to episode 121.
Sit like this.
We'll just going to get right into it. Harris is pissed today because he's got a new setup that he chose to do at the last second. But that's not
I'm
even
super happy with the setup. It's just I'm incomplete for the podcast. What you going to do?
This is what he's truly pissed off about, people.
Yeah,
he's got to wear the white headphones like I do because his AirPods ain't working. His AirPods ain't working.
And the reality of that statement is that's truly what I'm pissed at. That's truly what I'm pissed at.
I know. I learned a long time ago. My AirPods, both sets of them that I had, they died. Yeah. So I've been on the cord for a while. I used to be on the headphone cord, but now I've managed to purchase these $16.95 daddies.
AirPods sound bad, so that's the one thing. They're convenient. And
you
they're nice and
I can hear you better.
Do I sound buttery?
I'm not.
Hang on. Hey, do I sound? You're gonna have to look at the lower one. Look at the zoom camera because that one is a little bit warmer. Do I sound buttery?
Buttery.
Hey, do I sound? Hey, I'm gonna call you baby. I don't mean it. I don't mean it to you. I'm just gonna say it. Hey baby, do I sound buttery?
What is this buttery?
Do I sound?
If I was a girl and you said that to me, I'd be like,
"Oh, you'd have douche chills." like, yeah, dude. I'm not. You think I'm trying to be impressive?
In all these years of my life, I've never heard douche chills. That is
really
the best thing I've ever heard.
You're welcome, friend. You may use it and pay it forward. I wish I could lean back.
Why not pull that thing closer?
I could do that. You know, let's just go with it, man. I'll improve. I will live to try again.
So you're still over there in the western
the coast of the East Persuasion? Yes, sir.
Yes. And
yes.
Are you going to stay there? When are you coming home?
I'll be here for a little while. I got to come back. Not to talk about the eyes, but I got an eye appointment in July, so I got to be back for that. But no, here's what's going on. So my bedroom was in this room. And this is actually a big room with a balcony, and you can see my clothes there.
All things that I don't think anybody would notice unless you point them out like you just did.
It's fun to point out things, and it makes me feel less awkward.
Like
so what I did, so what was it? So here, the real quick summary, because I know how bored you get when I talk about me. But so my bedroom was the bigger room, and my studio was the smaller room. So what was happening was I was spending the majority of my time in the smaller room, and since I don't spend any time in my bedroom except for whenever I'm sleeping, I wasn't using my balcony. And it's a nice balcony. And I wanted to use the balcony. So I switched things up. I made the big room my studio. It's so much more spacious and comfortable.
When did you do that?
Like a week ago. I thought I was giving myself time.
Well, no. Because my question is, now that you've had it for a week in this new setup of yours,
could have planned ahead.
Well, no. That's not what I was going to say. I was wondering if you thought that the change was the right change after all.
Oh yeah, it's so much better. Look, right now I'm cranky.
You
because
thought I was going to come at you with, why didn't you have it set up by then? Which,
yeah,
is a good question.
which would have been a valid question. It would have been completely.
I didn't even think of it, so that's just your own guilt coming out. I can appreciate that, but I was just curious to see if the move was like the right choice.
It's so much like working in this room and the comfort, and you can't see, but there's a fan that keeps the room nice and comfy. The other room doesn't have a fan.
Oh, so what are you going to do in the summer with that?
Well, it's currently summer and it's currently 100 degrees outside. Not joking.
And with humidity.
With humidity, it's ridiculously hot outside. But guess what? I'm swanky and I got AC, baby.
Yeah, you are a swank dog.
Yeah, I am on the second floor though. I will say my house, because I'm fancy and I got 2 floors. The bottom floor is cold and the upstairs is hot.
Well, it's because heat rises.
I understand why. I'm just telling you. It's like you're either downstairs and cold and you're comfortable upstairs, or you're downstairs and comfortable and you're sweating upstairs. So I opted for the cooler.
If it makes you feel any better, dude, a nice 72-degree day with no humidity here in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
I got a sweatshirt on because I'm chilly.
Yeah. If you hear me complaining about LA's weather, I'm in a bad mood because it's tough to complain about the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Look, I kind of missed this ranting.
Yeah.
It's a bit fun. I'm sitting a little awkward, but whatever.
It's been a crazy few weeks for me because, I went away on the road for like it was a short one. It was like
Which
10 days.
Why we started this hiatus that neither of us wanted.
And then I came back, and then my therapist went on vacation for a few weeks. So between not having therapy and not having the podcast, I've been just pent up with shit to just to get out. And
did your phone die? Did you think to call anybody that would have answered, such as your buddy pal Rye?
Well, I mean, Rye, let's call it for real. If I'm calling you, you answering?
I would like you to answer that. I would like you to answer your question.
But if you knew that I was calling to say,
you piece of shit.
Wow.
If you called me, would I answer?
Would I answer? Backwards as well.
Yeah.
Don't take your cranky
shit. You thinking that I won't answer your phone call?
5 times already.
The heck's on your hand?
That's called a blood blister under a callus.
Okay.
That's what drumming does. We actually work.
Disgusting. I want you to tell everybody listening right now that you're an asshole for saying that I wouldn't call or I wouldn't answer if you called. How many times has that happened? Over the years, probably lots, but I'm saying.
Hold on a second. You want me to apologize to you after you just called me a piece of shit 5 times?
I do.
I'm sorry.
I want you to apologize to me 5 times.
I'm sorry.
2,
I'm sorry.
3,
I'm sorry.
4,
I'm sorry.
5.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. One to grow on. I appreciate it. We're cool now. We can move on.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, guess what?
What's up?
Fuck you.
You know what I'm doing now when I edit these podcasts is I'm bleeping all your F words out.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the kids could enjoy it. You know what I mean? So what's new, man? We haven't done this in a while. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, well, since we've talked, the military's moved into our city.
How is that going? I've heard, so Los Angeles with the whole bunch of weirdness going on. I've heard people say, oh, it's just on the news. It's totally normal here.
It is.
It's totally normal. It's just news?
It's just news.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I haven't seen them. I have.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there aren't exits.
That the problem isn't real.
All I'm saying is, are there exits closed off the 101 at certain times of the day? Yes.
And what's that for?
Just to keep people away from the federal buildings. That's the only time I've seen it. One time since so I went away for 9 days. In those 9 days, a bunch of National Guards and Marines moved into our city for peaceful protesting that only got violent once said president sent people to our state over the governor's head. There was nothing out of control, dude.
Can I ask a question?
There was nothing out of control. And I one time out of the 5,700 troops here and Marines on top of the National Guard, because he just sent 2,500 more National Guard here for whatever fucking reason. One time did I actually see any kind of protest mixed with military, and then it was just military standing here and protesters standing here. They're making it up to be way worse than it is. Man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Question for you.
And you heard that from other people too, right?
I've heard from several people living in Los Angeles whenever I see what looks to be a big problem and I say, how are things? And they're like, it's normal. I see it on TV and it's just simply not what I'm living.
Yeah.
I've heard it from you and other people besides you.
Yeah.
My question is, not very long ago, there were terrible fires in California. I don't have the answer to this, so I'm not projecting, but how much help was sent in for that?
Not as much as the help we got.
Right?
Not a problem.
That's what I was getting at. Is that fair to say? Is that fair to say? What the hell?
Well, can I take that? What the hell? A step further?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do.
So, apparently, we got these protests against these ICE agents. For people who don't know what the story is, ICE agents are immigration agents who are just. This is happening. This is, and if you ask the other people in LA, is happening. Unmarked cars are showing up at Home Depots and all sorts of places with guys not in uniform, wearing masks, grabbing people and throwing them into vans and taking off.
Just totally stereotyping?
Yeah,
that person could be totally legal or illegal.
Listen, Trump's whole deal was that it's only going to be gang people. They're taking anybody because they're not meeting a quota of 3,000 deportees a day. And what state in this country doesn't like the president the most? The state of California. What governor stands up to the president the most in this country? The governor of California.
So he's just making it public is all. That's all. The only thing is just making
all he's doing is helping Governor Newsom win the presidency come 2028. Because reality, that's a total thing. He's totally should run. The guy's great. The state of California has the number 4 economy in the world ahead of Germany.
Yeah.
If we were our own country, the state of California, if we were our own country, we would have a better economy than most countries in the world.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is it's all nonsense. It's crazy. But with that being said, in that 9 days where all that crazy was happening, I went and played Sweden Rock Festival, which I'd like to talk about that a hell of a lot more than
so
this.
much rather talk about that. I was about to cut you off and be like, what's worse, talking about politics or sports? I love sports, but people don't like to hear us talk about it.
No.
I hate politics. Well,
you know what? I do think that there are people out there who probably wonder our opinions of what we think politically in this situation, because a lot of our listeners do live in other countries, and
fair.
That is the one question I get asked. I was touring with you when the current president was president last time. We were touring,
and shit started to get weird.
Now it just seems to be accepted.
Now it's just now we're the weird. We are weird.
We have a dictator as a president, and that's just what it is.
We have a dick. Anyway, Sweden Rock.
Sweden Rock.
You were in front of a lot of people. I saw the pictures. I'm going to tell the story for you. Jonny went to Sweden, played a big ass show.
A couple of big ass shows. But Sweden Rock being the biggest. And there was just so many factors. That was such an achievement for me personally on a lot of levels.
What's your second? Well, I played it with you once. I want to give myself some credit. So this is your second time.
That's right. And
I don't want to sit here and listen to you talk about it and feel like a loser.
Sorry, dude.
It's okay.
You know I don't mean it that way.
It's okay. I'm happy for you.
Thanks. It was a really I'll tell you this much. I hadn't been that nervous for a show in a long time. Like
Why
right
were
before
you nervous?
It was just I don't know, maybe the moment.
Did you have a show before it? Did you have like a warm-up show?
Yeah, we played in Denmark. We flew out there. We played in Denmark on a Saturday night. Then we spent 3 days off in Malmo, which was awesome.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I miss it so much.
That was awesome.
Hi, Swedish friends. Ryan misses you. Somebody invite me. I promise I'll come visit.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Martin?
Yeah, I was just going to say, ask Martin. Go stay out on the farm, dude. He's got 21 animals now. He's got chickens. He's got pigs. He's got goats.
It's amazing.
It's kind of crazy. They count it all the way down to the snail that they have as a pet.
Does this place smell like shit?
No.
Sorry, Martin. It was a valid question, though.
Sweden Rock. It was just maybe the moment,
Yeah.
My band's been doing a lot of work over the last few years to really just like build up to that moment. And that was like a,
you don't get booked easily on that festival.
No, it's the biggest music festival in Scandinavia. It was almost like there's a video online of a song that's not even out yet, of some dude took from like the front row, second row, or something like that.
Took of you.
And of the band from Sweden Rock, and he starts it in the middle of the second verse of a song and takes it to the end. And at the end of the song, there's a kick drum I go right into the kick drum to start the next song. But the people in the crowd kept singing the song that we just played. But the catch is that song isn't released. It's going to be on our next album. So these people are singing a song after it ended without even knowing the song. It's not even out. It was just and then like we went back and we
catchy.
We like encored that song, like the kick drum, and they're still singing it. So then we brought it back in and did the chorus one last time again before we went in to the next song. And that's online. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It was a really, really magical experience. It was really neat. The guys from Peisty Cymbals came out. Reto, what's up, my brother? He came out and he was standing on the side of the stage when I got done playing with a nice Peisty package, a bag, some shirts,
cool.
drumstick keychain. You know, it's interesting. It was a drumstick keychain and not a cymbal keychain. But it says
I would rather have a drumstick keychain than a
me too.
cymbal
And
keychain.
it's probably the Peisty because it says Peisty on it. So probably.
Oh wait, no, so that's weird. So you have a Peisty drumstick keychain, but I'm gonna mess up this microphone so bad because as you can see, I'm winging it, baby. You have a Peisty drumstick keychain, but you have a Peisty cymbal sponsorship. You have a Vic Firth drumstick sponsorship, but you don't have a Vic Firth.
That's not what I meant by it, though. I meant more like you would think, why wouldn't they make like a little cymbal keychain?
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, it made complete sense to me.
Probably because it's cheaper to do the wood instead of metal.
It looks cooler too.
Yeah, it does. They're really cool. It was just, it was nice to see all the hard work paying off, and we're about to start out. We leave August 26th. And then we're out on the road until November 24th. We'll be in we'll be in Spain.
3 months.
3 months. 12. I'm going to be gone 12 weeks. Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of music news going on.
Well, real quick, I heard this thing about Tommy Lee's wife getting catfished by the guy who was like all mad at the guitar player.
Yeah,
dude.
That happened a while ago.
I just heard about it recently.
Whatever ended up with it.
Since I found out about it weeks after it happened, it seems like Tommy Lee took her back and they were on a break at the time or something.
Dude, AI and all that fake bot shit's going to get real dicey for some people real soon. It's going to get real dicey.
It already is.
Real soon
so
for
what
some
music
people.
news do you got? Zach Starkey, didn't he get fired again?
One of the things that I looked up was Mr. Zach Starkey. What's Paul McCartney's son's name? James. And Sean Lennon. So 3 of the 4 Beatles' sons did a song. They worked on a song together.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I couldn't find the song. I don't believe it's released yet. It is. It's called Rip Off.
Do you believe it really happened?
Well, it's called Rip Off, and so let's look at this here.
Are they ripping off? Which one of their father's bands are they ripping off?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to shit talk any of them because they're all pretty rad. They didn't. I thought it was weird that they didn't have Danny Harrison. But like, I was like, is there drama going on? So I tried to find it.
So whose kids is it?
It's James, Paul McCartney's son, James.
Kid.
It's Sean Lennon and it's Zach Starkey.
Well, why didn't they get Harrison's son?
I believe this is the best of my
It's weird that
understanding.
they're all musicians.
So Starkey's in a band called Mantra.
Mantras?
Not Mantras. That was Sammy Hagar. And, what was his first name? Ronnie Montrose.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, the derailer Jonny is back. So anyway, Zach Starkey's working with a side project of his because he's also in the Who.
No, he got fired a second time.
Anyway, let's just stick to this story.
Get to that.
And he hit up the 2 Beatle offsprings to work on this song, and the person in his band, the singer in his band, they didn't need Donnie Harrison. So, and after they did the song, like Starkey caught him, was like, hey, like, this is what's going on. And he's like, it's cool. Like, I understand. Like, just like they didn't exclude him, but it seemed that way by including the other two. So
no, they did exclude him.
Maybe they're playing nice. Maybe they don't like him. Maybe he's a troublemaker. I don't know.
Well, or maybe they just had a singer and they just didn't want to complicate it with that guy for some reason. But
they I guess they put a vinyl out and it sold out and it's on eBay for like 400 pounds.
How many copies did they print?
Yeah, I mean, it sold out of whatever and it made the price go up. And I couldn't find out if that song is on that EP or not, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
I think what's lame is that they didn't get Harrison's kid in there.
They should have got him. They should.
Well, yeah, because the hell with the other guy. Nobody cares about the other guys. What everybody would care about is like, wow, this is the 4 Beatles kids.
It would have been interesting.
That's awesome. It's like Beatles number 2.
I can I guess if
Zach Starkey, can you hear me? You're a jerk off.
You're a jerk off. Go join Oasis. Go join Oasis.
I mean, it'll still do great, but the magic of it could have been so much cooler if they would have gotten George Harrison's kid.
I would imagine if I was in their position.
And George was a cool Beatle on top of it.
They were all cool. All the Beatles were cool.
Yeah.
I would imagine if like my father was in the Beatles, there would be a natural desire to not want to associate with that just because. But you like really, stand in
your father's shoes.
Just own it, man. Just start a Beatles tribute band with 4 sons.
Is Ringo Starr's last name Starkey?
Starkey, yeah.
So is his first name really Ringo?
I don't know. That sounds like it would be a nickname.
Okay, Zach Starkey, let's get to this for a second. Why did he get fired a second time?
I don't know. You have to look it up. See, this is a podcast, Johnny. You come here with facts, not questions.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
What a dick.
You want to move on to another music story while you're Googling why Zach Starkey got fired again?
Yeah, dick.
The bass player of Weezer's wife got her trial extended. I was trying to find out what happened with that, too, because that was drama. They released the what's it called? Video officer cam? Body cam.
Yeah. I think I've seen it.
Dude, it's scary. Did you see it? They shot her like, I don't know if she got hit, but there was like 10 or 15 shots.
Yeah, it was not necessary. She was in her own yard.
In her own backyard.
And had a predator in her backyard. I hope she doesn't get in trouble for this.
I hope that young lady gives herself a healthy settlement.
Well, didn't they do a toxicology report on her? And she's married to a sober guy.
She was she was stone sober. It was the middle of the day.
Yeah, I found out the Zach Starkey stuff.
Yeah, read it there. See what I did right there? I created a little bit of time so we didn't have to sit here and watch you Google.
Okay. Zach Starkey did not leave The Who. He was fired. Initially, it was reported that he was stepping down to focus on other projects and his health, but he later clarified he was fired following an alleged disagreement with Roger Daltrey. There was even a period where it seemed he was rehired only to be fired again. Ultimately, the band cited communication issues and a collective decision to part ways with him. Here's a more detailed breakdown.
Yeah, here we go. Johnny the reporter.
There you go, buddy. Initial reports. Starkey initially stated he was leaving The Who to focus on other projects and his health, blah, 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 after a medical incident involving blood clots. Clarity. He later clarified he was fired and not retiring, citing an alleged altercation with Roger. Second firing. Starkey was reportedly fired for a second time following what was described as a messy situation, in quotes, a messy situation involving communication issues and disagreements about his performance. Band's perspective. The band initially cited collective decision to part ways with Starkey and then later clarified that the situation was due to a communication error.
Okay, let's face it. When they say the band decided, that's Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, because that is the band. Like, what?
Right. Get rid of the only guy who could play like the guy.
Any kind of interest.
Like, that's it. Like,
that brings any kind of, who gives a, I mean, look, okay, they're legends. The Who are legends, but who gives a shit anymore?
And he's a better musician than either one of those at this
I would rather see him in Oasis, and I read that he turned that down to be in The Who. Oasis approached Zach Starkey, and he said, I'm in The Who.
Wow.
Zach, I know you're listening. I'm sorry if I butchered any of those details, buddy, but I got your back. I want what's best for you. And that's being an Oasis.
I would have taken the Oasis gig.
Hell yeah, I would have taken the Oasis. I just totally yelled over top of you, and I apologize. I'm rusty.
No, it's all right. I mean, like, because then he could always be like, if you guys are assholes, remember, you ripped off my dad. Shut up.
Yeah. Did you see Download Festival? I thought this was interesting, and I'd like to get your perspective on this. There's a band called President. Did you hear about them?
No.
They had, did not exist. In February, they opened a social media account, start promoting a song. By May, they debuted their first ever, nothing they never played before. And they debuted at Download Festival.
Who's in the band?
That's the thing. That was my question. Because obviously they have a connection, because that's not going to happen to.
I mean, it could. Crazier shit's happen.
So there's the two theories that I read about, and neither of them are proven, is because they're wearing masks. They're wearing the singer is, I don't think it's specific. They're called President. It looks like what was that movie where the
Dead Presidents?
No, the bank robbers dressed like
Dead Presidents.
No, I thought it was
Point
Break. Yeah, Point Break.
So the Richard Nixon mask.
It looks like that, or it looks like a Ronald. I don't know if it's a specific president. And then the rest of the band just has black stockings on, so they just look like
bank robbers.
That's so boring to me. Good on them. I'm not hating, but it's just
So what are the two theories you heard?
Well, the first theory is that it's a side project of that band Sleep Token.
I don't know who they are.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't like I'll say this. I don't like their music per se. There's things that I've heard, Sleep Token, there's things that I've heard that I do like, so I'm not hating on it. But it's just kind of, I don't know, not really my thing. But their presentation is amazing. Their presentation is badass. They look very cool. It's kind of like Ghost. It's kind of like that band Ghost.
Ghost had the #1 record in America while I was over in Sweden.
It was and that's another band. I don't care for Ghost's music, but I love everything else about that band. I love their presentation's amazing to me. And they have a couple songs that I like.
I can't talk on either band because I don't know enough music from either one. And what's the other theory?
The other theory is that there is a guy. Have you ever heard of somebody named Charlie Simpson?
Is he related to Bart?
So you haven't. Apparently, has a credible resume with a band called Busted and another band called Fight Star. I haven't heard of them, but apparently, this band President sounds like him. So that's another theory. I guess we'll have to wait to see. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was really cool. Something comes out in February, and then they debut at a big festival.
I wonder what time slot they had.
It looked like it was during the day, but the video. I wonder
if they had people go to either one of those bands' social media accounts and see if they're promoting.
I went to President's Instagram account. And
how many followers they have?
106,000.
So how do they get so many followers so fast out of nowhere like that? Real followers, that short period of time, in a period of time where it comes out in February, and then by May you're announced for download.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
There had to be something behind that.
I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah.
I'm fairly well versed in the social medias. I'm gonna look into that.
You would never tell by our social media.
Well, I haven't had a chance to push my podcast. I understand other people's social medias. Me, I'm a complete train wreck confusion. However, I'm gonna look into it because 106,000 is it's decent, but it's not like holy shit number. I want to see their engagement.
It's a holy shit number for the amount of time that it's been.
Yeah. But their posts are boring. Their posts are not boring, but just there's nothing. It's there's nothing viral about it.
You should go to one of those other bands that you mentioned and see if there was anywhere at any point that said go check out this band President.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm going to investigate it, and we'll to be continued on this because I think it's an interesting topic, and I think more needs to be discovered about it. So that Black Sabbath final concert that's happening in a couple weeks.
Yeah, is Ozzy playing solo?
Actually,
too?
when this comes out, it'll be in a couple days.
What's it like? July 7th, right?
5th.
July 5th?
5th or 8th. 5th. I believe it's the 5th.
Why 5th or 8th? Why those two numbers?
Because I don't know specifically. I believe it's the 5th, or it could be the 8th. I think it's the 5th.
But why would you think it was the 8th? Like not the 6th, the 7th, the 4th?
Maybe it was that rounded bottom part. They both numbers have that rounded bottom part. So my brain saw a 5 or an 8, and it wasn't memorable enough to stick. But you can rent it and you can watch it online. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch it from here because I can't wait to see what all is going on with that.
It's going to be sad.
Yeah, it's like the
Kiss. He's going to have to sit there.
The final Kiss concert bummed me out.
Did you watch it?
Well, I went to it.
You were there?
I went to the final Hollywood Bowl at the beginning of November, and then they played Madison Square Garden at the beginning of December, and that one I bought and watched from home.
And was it like, could you feel like it being like, did it have a last show vibe to it?
Yeah, it was. There was an undertone of sad, but there was also an undertone of freaking awesome, you know. And that's exactly like the Hollywood Bowl. That's one of my favorite shows I've been to. But I was watching them play Black Diamond, and I got a little bit misty. Particularly during Black Diamond, I got a little bit misty because I love that song. It's like I'm never going to hear them play this again.
When they ended the New York show, was there any kind of emotion from the guys in the band?
Yeah, Gene was crying.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like tough guy Gene. I mean, he held it back pretty decent as best he could, but you could tell that it was getting him. It's like tough guy Gene was like sad. You know, it was real. I loved it. And that's what's going to happen again with Black Sabbath. You know what Liquid Death did? What? I sound very scripted today. I am because we haven't done this in a while.
They're a Philadelphia-based company.
Yeah, Liquid Death. Go Philly.
Go Philly.
Trash fans. Anyway, so they have
you mother. Nice job.
Sports teams fans are trash. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Liquid Death is a wonderful water company.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I'm not happy about it. Don't worry. I just slipped into my Buttery voice again. My buttery voice came back.
When did you become Barry?
All I know about Liquid Death is it's a canned water company out of Philadelphia.
I don't like canned water.
Whatever. It's not the point. The point is that they made a low-calorie iced tea, and Ozzy Osbourne drank 10 of them.
What happened?
Crushed the cans up, and Liquid Death is selling those crushed up cans for like $450, and they're selling it as like buy Ozzy's DNA.
That's fucking.
It's pretty awesome. It's funny. It's fun. It'll sell. You know, it'll sell.
I wonder if Ozzy knew they were going to do that. They had to have paid him money to do it.
Oh, dude, look at this. See, that's how they're selling. See, Ozzy's drinking it. He crushes it and then puts it in this little tube that he signed and numbered.
I mean, it's worth $450. I'm surprised that's all they're selling them for.
Yeah.
I would think you could probably sell all 10 of them for $4,500.
Like it really is kind of like a lowball price, right?
Yeah,
$450 for Ozzy's drank Ozzy's finished can of iced tea.
You know, here's the thing though. Let's be real about something. They could show Ozzy drinking 10 of them and sell a hell of a lot more of them and just have him sign that logo on the outside of the box. And they could sell like 10,000 of them, and everybody thinks they got 1 of 10.
Here's the thing, is that would be an unrealistic number, right? Like, he's not going to drink 10,000 cans of something.
Right.
So where do you draw the line with like, okay, well, 10 is absolutely believable, even though arguably maybe he did or didn't. He might have just drank the one that they filmed in that video.
Or he just might have taken a couple of sips out of each one.
Yeah, he's not going to drink the whole can, right?
I mean,
take a couple sips, dump it.
He's like, I gotta piss.
Yeah, it's so much iced tea. I mean, are you gonna take like a week to do it and drink like 2 a day?
Whose idea is like, I got this great promotional idea. Why don't
Sharon
we do
Osbourne probably?
She wouldn't have sold them for just $450. That's a lowball price. I'm really surprised it's that cheap.
Wouldn't it go down like they paid them for the sponsorship, so they got paid whatever? And then Liquid Death said, okay, well, we'll do this with the
Well, yeah, because I mean, in all reality, that's marketing money for Liquid Death. So they probably paid a few $100,000, maybe $1 million to Ozzy to do that, you know. And then I mean, Ozzy's not gonna do that unless he's getting paid a shit ton of cash.
Ozzy's so cool that people like it doesn't even bother me.
It doesn't bother me. Why would it bother you?
Why does Gene Simmons bother other people when it's like, oh, you could buy Kiss Coffin, sell out?
There's a huge difference, man. That's not even a comparable difference. Now you're comparing oranges and apples, because the reality of it is Gene's a greedy guy and it comes across that way. Ozzy doesn't, never has. Ozzy had his own television show, didn't act like a dick in it. It only made him more likable. Whenever you see Gene talk, it just makes you hate him more, you know? Me.
So then why, I mean, well, you could argue that it's Sharon. Well, not, she's the brains behind it.
Yeah.
So why don't people look at her and go, oh, she just did another buck, or do they?
Because she's the manager. That's their job.
Yeah, the dynamic works out. It's like Ozzy doesn't have to be the bad guy.
It's like me being the manager in my band. That means at points of time when I got to deal with whatever I might have to deal with on the road, I've got to be the dick.
Yeah.
Right? I would love to have a guy who was the dick so I could just be the cool guy in the band. So Ozzy probably signed off on it with Sharon, and Sharon probably made the deal. And
I would buy a can that you drank out of for $450.
Yeah, I just give it to you for free. I'd give it to you for free, pal. You look like the lighting makes you look like Robert Trujillo right now, like with the braids. Well, not.
I look super orange here, and then I'm like too well lit here. Whatever, I'll dial it in. It's all good.
My video camera, my phone camera, kind of looks like I'm foggy. Like,
is that your diversion to get away from the fact that I just said I would buy a can that you drank out of and crushed?
And I said I'd give it to you for free.
I could see you doing that with White Claws.
I haven't been drinking.
That's good. Me neither.
Yeah, and when I have been drinking it, it hasn't been White Claws. They're tough. I love White Claws, but like they kind of mess with my stomach a little bit.
Okay, well, my point was that if you were to drink something and sell the can and say this is Johnny's DNA, what's it going to be? I mean, Liquid Death would make sense because you're from Philly and you're a Trash fan. But I'm just trying to see what kind of can would you sell? What would your can of choice be?
You like the state of Arkansas?
The times that I've been there, I've had a good time. I played the University of Arkansas. I played a show, University of Arkansas, July 17th, I believe it was. It was 107 degrees outside.
Yeah. So Arkansas, the initials of Arkansas are AR, Aaron Rodgers.
That's a stretch. That, my friend, is a stretch. You don't know what can you want to sell, do you?
I have a Coke can I drank earlier. I could crush a
shout out Coke sponsorship.
Yeah.
Can we get a Coke sponsorship just like Ozzy got a Liquid Death?
Yeah, maybe that was a deal. Maybe it was just like, give me unlimited supply of this iced tea and I'll sign whatever you want.
Let's try it here. Buttery voice. Hang on.
I want to get back to that show for a second.
Hey, Coca-Cola. Well, the Black Sabbath show?
Yeah. Is it an Ozzy show or is it a Black Sabbath show?
Well, it's for sure a Black Sabbath show, and I think it's both because like Jakey Lee's signed on to Jakey Lee's doing a song with Ozzy. Zach Wild's going to be there. That dude Andrew Watt's going to be there. The guy that played guitar for Ozzy whenever he did the SoFi Stadium thing.
Super Bowl?
No, Ozzy did. What did Ozzy do at SoFi Stadium? He did like 2 songs. Zach Wild came out and did Crazy Train, but
then there was the producer guy who did the solo.
Yeah, and that dude's name is Andrew Watt.
That guy shouldn't be there. Why is he there? Who cares about this asshole?
Well, who cares about him in the terms of Ozzy? Yes, but in life, he's pretty rad.
That's cool. Why is he taking guitar solos when Zach Wild's standing on that stage?
Yeah, I don't know what that dynamic's all about. I think Zach Wild do whatever he wants. He just wanted to do the one song. I don't know. Ozzy's last couple of years have been strange, but it'll be nice to see. Bill Ward back at the drums. You know,
is he playing?
Yeah. No, it's Black Sabbath. It's Black Sabbath. Like
all 4 guys, and they're all still alive. That's a miracle.
Yeah, and they made comments about how they felt bad ending it without Bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they had Tommy Clufetos, who's a rad drummer.
Yeah.
But he's not. Obviously he's not OG.
Can Bill still play? Because wasn't that why Wasn't that why he
that's what they said.
got replaced?
That's what they said. Drums are tough, man. Like, look at Peter Criss. Like, you get older and some guys don't take it with them. But then you look at like Tommy Aldridge, who for whatever reason has been popping up in my algorithm, and I'm okay with it because he does these drum tutorials where he just like shows what he played, and he's played on so many like.
There's this amazing Tommy Aldridge recording on YouTube of him recording 74.
Dude. What vitamins Tommy Aldridge? What vitamins you on, buddy? I need.
I wanted to.
Looks fantastic.
We had the day off in Glasgow, and Whitesnake was playing, and Felipe's
Is he still
buddies,
in Whitesnake?
Yeah, and Felipe was buddies with the guitar player Joel, and so it was the pandemic, so we weren't able to go backstage, which was a bummer because I wanted to go backstage because I get told all the time that I look like Tommy
When was this?
Aldridge.
Because I thought they retired.
This was August. It was that.
This wasn't your just
20,
current
no,
tour.
It was like 22 or something. It was that long ago.
Okay.
And I wanted to go up to Tommy Aldridge and just be like, Dad?
That would have been so awkward.
He'd probably been like, because he'd be like, this dude kind of looks like me.
He kind of looks like me, but also like I look younger. You know?
Oh, hey.
That's not shots fired on you. The guy is in an amazing shape for his age.
I saw him play that night, and I saw him play back in the day, and the guy still kills it.
Yeah.
He still kills it. It's pretty remarkable.
It's amazing.
But then there's other guys. I mean, Nico Maiden, it gets to a point. It's like, how long can Lars last playing that fast? There's different kinds of music when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, who were we just talking about?
But Tommy Aldridge is playing hard rock.
He's playing hard rock, but he's playing mid-tempo quarter notes on a lot of that stuff.
No. Okay.
You know what I mean? Metallica is a lot faster. They still got to play, stuff off and
Whiplash.
Kill 'Em All. Yeah.
Have fun with that, dude.
I think about that all the time, being a drummer, like how much I wouldn't want I would want to have Lars' success. I'm not saying that, but and I wouldn't want to go on. I remember being in Bullets and Octane. I was talking to Gene about this the other day. You know that feeling when you got to go to the gym and you're like, ugh, I just don't want to go to the gym. Before I would walk on stage,
you're like,
for Bullets and Octane,
to bust my ass, and I don't really
just
feel like it right now.
God, here it comes, and then you get into it after 30 seconds into the first song. That feeling's gone, but it's that feeling. And I don't have that feeling with the Mercury Riots because all the songs, the tempos and everything just sit right in my wheelhouse where it's sort of like,
well, buddy, don't get too comfortable.
Well, I don't mean
Sorry about that. I had to yawn.
That's fine. You telling me not to get too comfortable and you're the guy yawning over there.
I'm not comfortable at all. I'm so not comfortable at all. I'm like leaning forward. It's like awkward sitting here. I'm about ready to say on that note, we can talk for another hour if you want to talk for another hour.
Let me just finish this thought.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
You don't
Tommy,
like the feeling of no.
Exert
myself before a show.
You said don't get
too complacent.
Yeah. I'm not complacent at all, man. But I'll tell you, as I get older, it's sort of like there definitely comes aches and pains in places that weren't there when I was, 25.
Yeah.
My back's taking more of a beating, and drums are tougher than
your giner hurts.
Well, yeah, but then you got to look at other things. What bands are older bands out there play? Charlie Watts played until he died.
Yeah, that would be an argument for that comfortable mid-tempo kind of.
I think what I'm going to have to learn through time is to figure out how not to headbang as much when I'm playing, because the neck will eventually, that's what happened to Phil Collins. He couldn't, his neck just got so messed up. Now, here's the thing. I also take precautions.
Just headbanging to all those Genesis songs,
Yeah, jeez, that's so funny. Land of the whatever. I take precautions though. I make sure,
that's what did it.
I like to play the drums a lot, but I'll take more days off from playing drums now as I get older than I did when I was younger for no other reason than,
well, like you said, about Charlie,
why put the miles on the tires?
Like you said about Charlie Watts, he played till he died, but if you look at the Stones tour now, they're 20 shows and they're 4 days apart,
They're also 80 something.
Yes. there is zero shit talk going on about. I love that.
Mick Jagger.
But I'm saying
it's fascinating. It is fascinating. Some people don't make it to 60, and that guy's at like 80, running around like a 20-year-old.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I saw them in 2022, October of 2022. And it was a straight up bucket list show. It was like, I want to see the Stones.
Were you expecting it to suck?
I was going just saying, I want to see the Rolling Stones. I don't care if it sucks. I hope it doesn't. I just want to say that I've seen the Rolling Stones. It's in my top 5.
Alive?
No, it was right after he died. It was maybe a month or I don't know the time for it. He had died recently. It's one of my top 5. It's one of my top 5 favorite shows. Oh yeah. The intro to their show was like this movie of him like throughout the years, and then like it blended into like the beginning of the show, and everything was great. They talked about him, but cool. That show is in one of my top 5, dude. Killer.
It was awesome. It was
amazing.
I saw him once at
I remember saying
Stadium.
I said this at the Rolling Stones. I don't mean to cut you off. I said this at Tom Petty. I saw Tom Petty's final Hollywood Bowl show, and I went with our buddy Carl, and we were leaving.
Didn't he just play one more show after that? Or was that the very last show?
I saw the very last one. He did 2 at the Hollywood. He did 2 at the Hollywood Bowl, and I went to the second one.
Right. That was his very last show ever.
Yes,
that's crazy.
And I said
Tom Petty's last show ever.
Yeah.
How many days after that did he die?
Couple months.
Wow.
And I said to Carl, our buddy Carl, that I went to that show with, and I went to see the Stones in Pittsburgh with my brother, and I said the exact same thing. We were leaving it, and I said I could have watched that for 3 more hours and be thoroughly entertained. And that's not me. I'll go somewhere for 30 minutes and I'm like, all right, I want to go home.
So you've seen the Stones in Pittsburgh and in the Hollywood Bowl?
I saw Tom Petty at the Hollywood Bowl, and I saw the Stones in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, Acrisure, Heinz, whatever you go.
So when you saw them, because I saw them at Angels Stadium, they had a stage on the other side of the stadium that they came out and played some songs at. That they do that.
Yeah, they did that. They did this thing where like they had a catwalk, and then there was a stage in the middle of the catwalk, which was essentially like the middle of the arena stadium. And there was a part of their show where they like popped up through the floor there, and I guess you could call it acoustic. It was. How
did they get there? Like, how did they pop up there without anybody knowing?
Dude, did you ever see like the underworkings of those large stages? It's just all ductwork. They just probably went downstairs and ran to the middle of the thing and popped back up the stairs.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's rad. On that note, buddy.
On that note, it's been a pleasure seeing you again. I'll see you in a couple of months.
Yeah. I'll get this all worked out just in time to come back to LA.
I think it looks great,
Thanks.
I think it looks good. I haven't been sleeping, so if I seem a little on the slower side today,
I hadn't noticed. Cool. You're as slow as always.
My guy. As usual, I appreciate being abused by Harris. Yeah. I love you, buddy.
Hey, let's end it. Let's end this Buttery.
Well,
go subscribe.
You want to hear something funny?
Report.
Your Barry White voice. Barry White has a song that is the same song as like a Beatles song, or no, it's like the same song as an Elvis song, like the same.
Wrap it
title.
up, baby. Wrap it up.
And my ex-girlfriend made me a playlist of all these songs I had to do for this cover gig because I was out of town. I was like, could you do me a favor and just put this all in there? Yeah. So the song I needed, I ended up learning the Barry White version of the song, and then showed up to the
showed
gig.
Up all kinds of sexy.
I showed up at the gig, and it was the Beatles version or whoever. It wasn't. It was the wrong song. Oh, yeah. Okay. It was a Bad Company.
Good story. It was cool story.
I thought it was.
I'm just enjoying doing this, baby.
He likes talking in his deep voice. And thank you, everybody, for joining us again on episode 121. That equals 4. We're back to the 2s. 1, 2, 1. Is it 1, 2, 2 or 1, 2, 1?
Episode 121. Thanks for listening, guys. Go like, subscribe, hit the dingy bell.
That's 1, 2, 1 equals 4. Division of 2s. Back to the 2s. Like, subscribe, report, ring the bell, do all the things, leave a comment, tell your friends about it.
See you next time.
Harass Harris to use his skills on the pod.
Tell Jonny he needs to wrap it up quicker.
And just in general. And on that note, everybody, have a great couple of weeks. We will see you soon. And it's been a pleasure to see all of you. It really has. Virtually.
Bye.